to shout out some wonderful people who's had some success this week. Our brother Jason Stone didn't know anything about tech sales, didn't know anything about course careers, and didn't know any of that was an opportunity for him in his career. He signed up for the Patreon, he talked to me, and he eventually signed up for course careers. He paid the $450 using Antoine 50 code, and he just sent me a message this morning that he completed his certification in course careers, giving him the opportunity to land a role in tech sales so that he can make more money for himself and his family. And I wanted to shout it out because it's important to shout out the people who have success because it's contagious and I love it. So shout out to brother Jason Stone for completing his course careers certification. I want to shout out to Sister Brandy Stevens as well. Sister Brandy Stevens is a remarkable woman. She's married to my good brother, Jonathan Stevens. Has been basically they're like family to me and my wife and my kids. And Miss Brandy started a new role in tech for the first time earlier this year in January. And it was with a startup. But ultimately, you know what happens in the startup world sometimes, especially when you're in a role such as recruiting, which is what Miss Brandy was in. So Miss Brandy was impacted by the round of layoffs. Of course, that's going on in the Silicon Valley area. And I mentioned this to her when it happened and I had an opportunity to speak with her. You're gonna land a job within a month. She had 4 offers on her plate last week. She accepted 1 in less than a month. In less than a month, she went from being laid off to finding another role. Guys, the tech industry is still booming, even though there are layoffs going on. You saw the jobs report this week. There are still plenty of jobs that are out there. So if you're looking to make your transition, don't be afraid. There's roles that are out there. There's companies that are still hiring that will allow for you to get into the tech space. So if you are laid off, how quickly can you bounce back? That's why I made that video earlier this week as well too, giving you some tips that you can use to bounce back, okay? And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I wanted to applaud Sister Brandy Stevens for going through her journey, getting into tech, experiencing what one may say, what all of us are going to experience within our career, and bouncing back in less than a month with not just 1 offer that she got. She got 4 offers. She accepted 1 of them. So shout out to Sister Brandy Stevens for being a winner, being a person that perseveres, being a person that continues to help the community. Shout out to Sister Brandy Stevens. What's up, ladder climbers? It's Antoine Wade. I wanted to interrupt this video to talk to you guys about course careers. Course careers is the place that you guys need to go if you have a high interest into tech sales. They will help you gain the skills that you need so that you can enter the tech sales world to make a whole bunch of money. Tech sales salaries early on is about $60,000, guys. That's a good salary. And with OTEs, you can make anywhere from $85,000 to $90,000. If you have an interest in tech sales, check out Course Careers, link in the description. And don't forget to use Antoine50 so that you can get a $50 discount off of Course Careers. See you guys in tech sales. I also want to shout out to our brother Malik. Our brother Malik was just on a cybersecurity website, and he was, I'm going to share that with you guys in a second. Let me get there real fast. I got the link and I shared it on the previous chat, but for some reason it did not go through. So I want to put this up here. Brother Malik finally made it on the site National Computer Security Day. I want you guys to go and check it out. Brother Malik is a winner, right? And I want to shout this out because this was something that was absolutely fantastic for him. Link down here in the chat. Check it out. Brother Malik is consistently winning. He was the caller that came onto the show that talked about how can you bulletproof your career? How can you recession proof your career? And he gave a list of tips that you should listen to that will really help you stay employed in your career. And shout out to brother Malik for making it to the Computer Security Day article on the website and consistently leveling up. Give some shout outs to the folks that are in the chat. We got brother Rashad in here. We got Scorpion Retro in here. We got Mr. Paul Healy on here. I just spoke to Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul is already in our Patreon, giving people the game, giving the sales engineering game, looking to make his transition. We got brother Noah in the house, brother Cryptology Simon in the house, who just started a new job as well too at Fanatics as a support engineer. Shout out to brother Simon. Shout out to brother Paul for crushing it in sales engineering, already making that big money. He says, Antoine, I want to get to $500,000. Shout Shout out to brother No as well up in DC, managing, getting promoted, and getting to that money. And we're gonna shout out my big brother Damien as well too for joining us last Sunday at the Vineyard. And brother Damien was sharing a story with me. He was like, man, Antoine, man, my manager called me to the office the other day, man. And the first thing I was thinking that I was gonna be laid off, man. I was like, God damn it, is this really gonna happen right now? I was like, Damien, man, stop thinking the worst, right? You're a high performer. He was just cracking up, laughing. It was for something else. But I'm gonna tell you like this, a lot of people have just been on edge as of late because of all the news articles about tech layoffs and so forth. But I'm gonna tell you something like this, just like I dropped the video earlier, high performers aren't getting laid off unless you're in a line of work such as recruiting and HR or some sort of marketing event planning where companies are starting to scale back on. And if you're a high performer in that space, you do risk an opportunity of being laid off because if your company isn't hiring, they aren't going to have a lot of work for you to do. But if you are in a specific tech role, project management, sales, or development or software engineering, there's very little chance that you're going to be laid off if you are a high performer. Okay, so I want to shout out to all the members who are over here who are absolutely crushing the Black Heights community. Shout out, guys.